Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're back with marketing specialist and entrepreneur Aaron Greenfield. Hey, Aaron, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back again.
Sure, thanks for joining us again. Now, I want to talk today all about digital marketing and a little bit about PPC. So, what strategies do you use to optimize PPC campaigns for the best return on investment?
I think it starts with understanding the business. And I say that because we get a lot of businesses that come to us and they go, we want to get, 20 leads, 40 leads, 50 leads. I'm like, okay, that's great. Where is your current investment? How much are you spending? And you'd be amazed how many times you talk to a business, they have no idea. So you're like, how are you doing X amount of sales and multi thousands of dollars of transactions, but you don't understand the value. When I say value, I mean, if I'm going to be spending $1,000 in advertising, and I'm usually expecting to get 2 or 3 times that in revenue to compensate, because obviously there's cost of goods as well. So we try to do a calculation with them and just say, okay, let's look at your product. Let's look and see how many units you'd have to sell to even break even, and then associate that to how much cost on the platform you may be using, whether that's Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, Hulu, Facebook, and are you going to be able to sustain that? Is the other big part, because we'll have companies come to us and say, oh, we sell 50 units a month. I'm like, okay, well, to do this, to be sustainable, you'd have to sell 75. Could you even manufacture 75 units? Oh, we don't think so. Yeah, okay. Then that's a huge concern, right? Like, if you can't
Mm,
facilitate the growth, if you're not scalable, then maybe advertising isn't for you. We see the most impact, beneficial impact when doing advertising on typically on service-based businesses. And we say that because, and obviously e-commerce as well. It just depends on the size of the business for e-commerce. But we say service-based because service-based is based on like smaller ticket items that have larger pricing. Meaning, if you're getting a new roof, for example, and a company comes to you and goes, how much should I be spending on Google to acquire somebody who wants to buy a new roof? And you tell them it's like $5,000 a month, and they have a heart attack. Like, oh my god! I'm like, yes, but here's the thing: you sell one roof, you make $15,000 in revenue. So that's 3x right there on your total investment if you sell one. But the
hmm
objective obviously is to get 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 potential opportunities, in which case, if you sell 3 or 4, which is the goal, you'll be making $60,000. And those are numbers, and that's the easier way we kind of put it to people. And it goes, okay. And it gets the kind of wheel turning and them understanding a little bit easier. And then we have to kind of backwards calculate, okay, based on that information, how many are you selling right now? What are you doing? What's your average revenue point? So there is no silver bullet. Every instance of a client potentially can be unique depending on what their business or marketplace is.
right. And what would you say are some advanced targeting techniques you use to reach the right audience?
Yeah, that's a great question. So that kind of comes to platform viability too. So some platforms are obviously more tailored towards a higher targeting parameter than others, and some have limitations. Meaning, if you're on Facebook, you're targeting by interest category. So you're targeting somebody who likes similar things than that, like you or your business maybe. So if you're doing sweatshirts, you're targeting people who are in cold weather or like the fashion sense. So it's very passive. Hey, I saw this cool ad and it looks interesting, and I click it. It's not just like I search for sweaters and it displayed me a sweater. Obviously, there's that whole they're listening to you 24/7, so they kind of contextually target to you from what you're hearing you say via your phone. Whereas Google is keyword based, so it's true cost per click, and you're paying based on the keyword you're purchasing. So you're buying like a keyword that says I want a new sweater, or new sweaters in red, or new sweaters for fashion of 2025. Those keywords are going to distribute the ad that we create that says like, hey, looking for a new sweater for 2025, try these 25 best sweaters we have. And then we'd obviously direct that traffic to our client's website, and we track it and show how many purchases were occurred for how many dollars we spent compared to all our competitors. And you can layer things in Google like time of day, how much you want to spend or you're willing to spend on a click, what demographics by age, gender, household income, location, down to the zip code if you really wanted to. So all those things help us be able to be more efficient with the dollars we're spending and be able to say like, hey, we can generate a value for you. Now the downside is there are some times where it's just not enough on
Mm.
any platform. Like spending $5 and everyone's like, is that enough? No, you have to spend like more 500 to 1,000, or you're not really getting the viability because the frequency is not high enough. So for us, it's being able to start on something like Google, but we always tell people it's philosophy of how we design something too. If you have a poor website or if you have poor SEO, it is going to contribute negatively towards your efforts on ads. So we always recommend those things first to grow a more sustainable environment for your online presence before diving into any type of ad platform.
Now, that's a great point about the sustainability and the metrics. How do you analyze the success overall of a digital marketing campaign, and which metrics do you prioritize?
Yeah. So it's goals based on client, and I say that because most times it's what we call cost per lead, meaning how much are we spending to obtain a potential client or lead or service for them, and did it close? And so we look at it and say, okay, if we spent $500 and we had 5 leads, the cost per lead is $100, and the client can say, okay, well we sell each product at 250, which means we're making $150 in profit per sold if we sell all 5. That's basically the long and short of it for almost anybody. For e-commerce, it's more about what they call ROAS, which is return on ad spend. So you're looking for a 3 to 5 return, meaning if you sell one product for $5, you want anywhere from $15 to $25, in return for that from an ad revenue perspective. But the goals, I say that because there are some businesses who get, hey, listen, we don't really care about like selling per se, but we need brand awareness. Like we need people to know who we are. So we want to spend dollars on video style platforms like Hulu or Disney or Amazon Prime. And we just want everyone to see us. So we're looking at it more from a perspective of how many eyeballs can we get? That's our goal. So if our goal is for every 1,000 eyeballs that we get in front of, we want to pay no more than like 10 cents. That's kind of, then the goal becomes that. Hey, let's get as many eyeballs under 10 cents. If it starts to go to 11, 12, 13, we may need to look at alternative platforms that make more sense to them as a business. But the long and short of it is return on ad spend or return on your investment. So the cost per lead being equitable based on the business, and that is also fluctuating. If you're in the market for a car, your cost per lead could be 150 to 350, depending if it's a new or used vehicle, versus a home service lead, where if it's an AC company, your cost per lead is probably $350 is what your market is, and for roofing, it's 500. But again, the average roof revenues at 15,000. The average new AC installation revenues at about 4,800. So you're looking at, hey, I spent 350. It seems daunting, but spending 350 to potentially make 4,800, it's still profitable.
Well, Aaron, thank you so much. That was wonderful insight on digital marketing.
Yeah, no problem.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with marketing specialist and entrepreneur Aaron Greenfield. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.